welcome back to another Just 5 Mins. Will it be 5 minutes? Who knows? Come on, it's 2025. Okay, what have I got today? I've got Mecha Comet. Okay, what the heck is this? You probably want to go and check the links in the show notes. Basically, it's a handheld Linux computer or Linux computer. But it's like a modular. It's pretty awesome, and I think my good friend Tim Abel would be very proud of me right now, talking about a Linux computer. It basically you've got to have a look. It's on Kickstarter, so I think it's a real thing happening, or by the looks of it anyway. But it's really cool. It's sort of well, I don't know where the specs are for the size, but um, it's sort of like a Raspberry Pi, a bit bigger than a Raspberry Pi. It's got USB, it's got network, it's got a screen, a really nice high def screen. But the bottom segment is it's got sort of like snap-on modules, so you can have everything from a gamepad to a keyboard, like a real keyboard. You can plug in all sorts of things to create your own, a bit like a Raspberry Pi. You can add all your own little extensions and stuff like that. Um, they've got like a general GPIO to mess around like you would on a Raspberry Pi, things like that. So, like I say, it's got a real keyboard if you really fancy a real keyboard, and you can build your own. It's actually got specs about this, so it's really cool. And like I said, they've got like you can actually um, these things called Raspberry Pi. You know the Raspberry Pi, the little microcomputer. Okay, well, there's all these hats they call them, which are all like modules for it, and you can actually use those. Um, so there's amazing stuff. You can basically have a Linux phone. Okay, so it's a phone. You can control a drone if you're into that. Yeah, you can even use it as a nano satellite, for goodness sake. It's got loads of really interesting stuff, and it's basically a Linux or Linux sort of OS. They I think they refer to it as the what do they call it? The Mecha OS, but it's basically a branch of Linux, and I'm trying to find what flavor, but it's basically a Linux. Oh, I'll never get around that, will I? Oh, there's the dimensions. Sorry, that's what I was looking for. So it's got a 3.4-inch screen. I think it's got the extension bits. It's got standard USB-A, Ethernet. It's got all sorts of bits and pieces about the power and all the rest of it. But yeah, it's got Linux OS, so you can actually really, really go for it. And I think it's based on Debian. There we go. I thought it might have been. And like I say, you can have a check out below. It's got a UI framework that you can work with it as well. But you can build with what you want. You can pick your code and whatever you might want to run with and run it on Linux. So how about that? It's actually really cool. It's still in pre-launch at the moment, but honestly, have a look at the little video. But it's all very modular, and you can repair everything as well. That's the other thing. Um, so, all their housing parts are 3D printable. So they provide all the files to make these things if you're clever enough and wealthy enough to own a 3D printer, although probably a bit cheaper these days, aren't they? But they've done things really well. It's like I say, you can literally rip it all apart, redo certain modules. They've got one screw size for everything. So, none of this, oh, well, that's too small, I need that type of thing. It's just brilliant. I think, like I say, it's in pre-launch. I honestly hope it does actually get some traction, because what they're showing and the concept behind it, I think, is amazing. It's marvelous. So yeah, that's what I've got for this time around. I would say go and have a look at the links below. Until next time, I will say cheery bye.